Hi Scorpio, here is a general look at your solar chart for March 2013, and there's a kind of more spontaneous, entertaining really vibration coming in and around you. Every year at this time the sun goes into the same area, but there's other planets, well rather there's planets in there accompanying the sun, so there's quite a huge emphasis on this area. And it could manifest as more opportunities for you to be in environments or to be with the kind of people who maybe make you feel a bit center stage. Maybe your competitive side comes out and all eyes are sort of on you in a way, but you can feel more fulfilled, you can feel more empowered. There's more opportunity for you to tap into the entertaining or the leisure side, or be connected in with that either directly or indirectly, and you're more likely to feel, admiring glances coming your way, if it's maybe a romantic kind of gaze coming in your direction, or it can be for other reasons, that people are appreciating your contribution because you get the chance to shine your light, you get the chance to feel your power, you get the chance to come from your core more during this phase here. So the sun's going to be in that area up until the 20th. And so will Venus be there, and Mercury and Mars and Neptune in a very, very long transit over many years. Neptune's going to be there, but the Sun particularly and Mars will empower it, will really kind of activate the area for you at the moment. And it looks like, it's a lighter energy, it looks like more playful, fun energy, and it can pan out in lots of ways, but some of you could be having more connection with the leisure industry or entertainment industry, or maybe just having more connection with young people, animals, and romantic partners as well. That's another way this can work, because all of those things will manifest the energy around you, but if channel through the energy, bring that energy through you, then that's you doing more of your thing, the thing that you just like to do for no other reason that it just makes you feel good, Now, as I say, Venus is in that area too, very much oiling the wheels, meaning that it's bringing you a feeling that you can express yourself in a way which is more natural to you, or easier on you, in a creative way. Maybe it's like that for you. Maybe it's a creative way. And also you coming across as really quite a lot more attractive somehow or other to others, which is good news, because this is your natural charisma, of which you've got oodles of it. I don't know how much an oodle weighs, but you've definitely got oodles, and your natural charisma is just able to come out just more naturally and weave its spell, if that's the way you want it to work, or maybe it's just going to work like that anyway. So it's a very it's a very friendly, sort of playful energy. There could be a romantic vibe. You could be having more connection, as I say, with the sort of people that you like to hang out with, in a kind of more either a relaxed way, or just in a way which gives you a buzz, maybe, or whatever it's about for you. And connecting with maybe the leisure industry, the entertainment industry, the beauty industry, whatever it is that you find personally empowering, you get more of a shot at it with Sun and Venus in these areas here, along with Mercury and Mars. Mercury's been in there for quite a while already on its own. Well, actually not on its own, it's been there with Neptune. And so your mind could have been, or your mind, or your conversations or your correspondence could be more with romantic partners or young people, or focusing on the subject of leisure activity or leisure industry or entertainment industry, but definitely giving you the chance to bring out that creative side, that speculative side. You know, I wonder if this would work, I wonder if that would work, you know, if it's an ongoing sort of project. So bringing out that kind of creative, playful side, you know, in the sandbox, you know, building the castle. No, I think I'll change it and I'll make it like that. Oh no, maybe it was better the way it was, sort of thing. So it's got that vibe with it. And then the whole shebang moves out of there, except Mercury and Neptune will stay in there. Mercury will stay in there until mid-April, but the rest of them will move out of there on the Sun moves out on the 20th, Venus moves out on the 22nd, and Mars, I haven't mentioned Mars. Mars is sort of the fire starter wherever Mars is, and Mars is in this area telling you to take action on these things, to maybe sometimes tire yourself out because of you know, being in the sand pit, being in the sandbox, playing and making it like this, making it like that, or maybe it's not like that. Maybe you're just being more competitive at this time. Maybe you're promoting something, but you're trying to sort of see the best way to kind of spin it. Because this is an area which is to do with performance, you see. So it's like, what's the most eye-catching? Or maybe you're not thinking like that at all because you are a sort of a sort of introverted, retiring Scorpio, but you will just come across in that way, and somebody's going to notice you. So if you do want something to be noticed because you want to find the best package for it, or you want to put yourself out in the best way, then this is a time that it could be happening. So Mars is in there. So Mars, you know, now this is also an area to do with self-indulgence and actually burning the candle at both ends and doing things which really aren't good for you, but is a kind of, you know, just an escapism thing or a distraction thing. So be aware of that. Be aware that it's also an area to do with taking risks or gambling on things. So Mars tends to want to drive things forwards and doesn't really spend too much time working it out logically. Mars is all about action man. Mars, even, you know, it's adrenaline. It's adrenaline, and so be careful that you don't you're not too hasty in taking a risk or taking a gamble on something, no matter how small a gamble it is. Although if it's a small gamble and it doesn't come off, it's okay. But if you're making like a major decision, then don't, you know, just sleep on it beforehand. But definitely try not to trip over your own shoelaces, you know, because Mars can be a bit accident prone. If you're doing whitewater rafting or bungee jumping or something like that, you'll have the real sort of feeling of enthusiasm to do it with Mars there, but just be careful with Mars there. And anyway, Mars is in there until the 12th. Mars is in, it has been in there since the whole of over the whole of February actually, and comes out on the 12th, and then goes into the next area, which is more about the to-do list, more about day-to-day chores, more about getting on with work, rolling up the sleeves and tackling what's been left on the side, you know, that pile of stuff in the corner that you keep sort of shoving out of the way because you've perhaps been having quite a lot of fun, you know, and that's fine. But this is sort of like pay the piper time. This is the stitch in time saves 9 time. So Mars goes in there first on the 12th, but the rest of them are still in this very sort of house of fun area. I mean, you know, the area where you can party a little bit more, but that, of course, it depends on what's going on in your natal chart really, but on your solar chart level this is what it's like. And then Mars gets you to be more service orientated in your approach, maintenance orientated in your approach, and you want to be cooperative. You want to get on and see the results of your labours, sort of thing. But you could be working quite hard with Mars in that area there. But when Venus comes into that area and the Sun, which they do on the 20th and the 22nd respectively, so about 10 days after, or 8 days, 10 days after Mars has gone in there, then the vibe will change, and then it is a little bit more enjoyable, and you can, relationships can go very well in this kind of mundane day-to-day work, chores, tasks, maintenance, maybe service orientated, whether it's services that you're giving or being given to you, or rather sort of sold to you, I guess, and you're paying for. Then you kind of, things start to balance out. You get on a bit better with everybody, concerned. But when Mars is in there on its own, there can be some tension. You can be sort of crossing your arms and sort of tapping your foot on the floor and thinking, well, I wouldn't do it like that, sort of thing. And just be careful of that. Don't carry that around with you, and do not overstretch your energies either. Don't take risks, don't take chances with Mars in that house, or on his own. But as I say, when Venus comes in, Venus tends to bring the flow and oils the wheels, and then you feel support, then you feel appreciation more from the 22nd onwards. But previous to the 22nd, in another sort of a way, you can be getting this vibration of enjoying what you're doing, and others, enjoying what they're doing as well. Whatever the environment is, when everything shifts into the next house, the 6th house, then it gets more like, okay, we've got to get on now, we've got to get this done, and we've got to see some results on this. So it's a little bit more like that. Okay, and now on the 23rd, 24th, those couple of days there is an aspect from Uranus which is worth a mention. It can be an aspect of a sudden event or a surprise, or suddenly hitting a snag, or somebody being impatient. Hopefully it's not you. Or just watch out anyway. Don't make a big thing about it, of course, but just watch out there, because it can mean that there's a sort of a restless feeling around, an impatient feeling around, and it's sort of a bit jittery, really. And then later on, at the very end of the month, 29th, 30th, 31st, there's a series of small aspects to the Sun and Venus, which might mean that things, something can touch you quite deeply in a relationship, or in your connection with someone. It doesn't have to be an ongoing relationship, but it can be. That you care, and it might be a change in the way things are sort of lining up or stacking up in the order of things, in your connections with others, just on any of those days there. But both of those times of the month, the aspects are very, very fleeting, but I thought they were worth a mention. So every month I mention the slow-moving outer planets, and this month I'll do it again and say which parts of your sign are most likely to be affecting. Jupiter's in Gemini, which is a long-term aspect from June 2012 to June 2013, putting the emphasis in a financial area for you. And there's, the planet of abundance to be in a financial area. And this is a joint financial area. This is joint interests, joint finances. I think that's a pretty good thing. So materially, your life could grow. Materially, things start to grow, things start to multiply and increase and expand. And there could be some kind of reciprocal arrangement going on. Hopefully it's in the way that you want. So it can mean more property, money, possessions, just being on the table, available to you, or somebody just there to pick up the tab for you a little bit more often. It can work in various ways. It can also work in, that your feelings, you feel more emotionally held and stable as well. If that's been something you've been looking for. And you Scorpios born 28th of October to 1st of November, or with around 7 to 13 degrees rising, going to feel this energy the most this month. Saturn is a very contracting, limiting energy. Saturn is in another long transit until 2015 in an area, well, actually in your area. It's in an area to do with your personal aims and ambitions in life, and what you know you need to do for yourself, and what you know you need to build in your life. And you become more aware of what's lacking in your life. You'll probably become more aware of your age because Saturn rules time. And so you need to be concentrating in a consistent way into those areas, which ultimately will lead to a more stable, happier, solvent, settled life for yourself. And it's about building new structures, and nothing under Saturn happens quickly, so it's step by careful step, poco a poco. And you Scorpios born between the 30th of October and the 4th of November, or with 10 to 12 degrees rising, going to feel this energy the most this month. Uranus is in a sector of your solar chart to do with your work, or potentially health, yours or another's. Uranus is a very inconsistent sort of energy. It can mean that there's been ups and downs in any of those areas there, and it's like sudden events which you weren't expecting. So that's the one side of Uranus. But actually, another way that you can work this is to actually channel that energy through you and grasp it. There is the thing about Uranus is that it's innovation. It's here to change what used to be, right? So to a certain degree, it'll be the effect of a long-term cause, maybe coming out, but you can steer the energy. So because it's an innovative energy, it likes anything which is unconventional, then is to bring as much inventiveness and different methodologies and techniques and technical equipment even into your world, or maybe not equipment, maybe just going that step higher, and doing away with equipment altogether, and understanding the power of your mind and the power of your will, because you are the Scorpion. And actually originally it was the snake. It wasn't anything to do with scorpions at all. But that's another subject. And you are very powerful, and we see the snake like on the signs of pharmacies and chemists and so on, because it is to do with healing. So if it's to do with health, then you the Scorpio or the serpent energy can be reborn. You're also connected to the phoenix and also the eagle. So you can be reborn from whatever the ashes are of whatever it is. That's the thing about Scorpio. So in your area of work, there can be this renaissance going on, this complete rebirthing going on there. Now another thing about Uranus is not only it likes to be inventive and unusual, and bringing that fresh energy into the workplace or into the way you do your work would be a good idea, but also it connects you with more groups of people. It rules anything to do with the internet and the technology I'm using here. It rules astrology and astronomy and space travel and off-planet beings and a whole load of stuff. But it does rule technology and it does rule science. So using any of that to help you in the area of work or health, again, you should be open to this. You should not be stuck in a rut about, I don't know anything about it and I don't want to know, because this could be the way for you to go in this area here, or in these areas here of your life. And you Scorpions born, or Scorpios born 29th of October to 2nd of November, or with around about 6 to 10 degrees rising, will feel this energy most this month. Over the year, you will have this wonderful, in fact over many years, you will have this wonderful aspect coming from Neptune. The planet Neptune is now in a very good angle to your sun sign, and it's dreaming the impossible dream and making it real, making it happen, taking a bit of a gamble because you just got a gut feeling about it. That's absolutely fine, because you do have wonderful intuition, Scorpio, but just remember to keep one foot on the ground. And we do live in the material world here, and things happen quite slowly. But as long as you're realistic, you've got enough realism to offset the dream, the hope, the ideal that you have, then it could be good. But remember that if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it probably is a duck, which is fine if you're looking for a duck. Now, you Scorpios born 25th to 28th of October, or with 2 to 5 degrees rising, are going to feel this energy the most this month. And you might be willing to really sacrifice yourself for this dream as well. That's another way it can work. But remember, just be realistic. Because we all need a roof and we all need something to eat. So there's the life-changing force of Pluto in Capricorn. Also, Pluto is your ruling planet, and also in a good angle to your sun sign. And it means that it's in your communications area. So you may have been learning how to master a way of thinking, or a language, or get your head around very, very different things, or different cultures, or different ideas. You should be developing your creative self-expression. You should be developing yourself through speaking, writing, or any other form of way that you can express yourself. Also, don't underestimate the power of Pluto, your ruling planet, because Pluto here can wield great power on the level of communications. And others can actually be quite influenced by what comes out of your mouth, or what you're putting out there, maybe in a different kind of way. So just be aware of that. Also, some of you could be developing yourself on psychically, or have an interest in psychology, counseling, that kind of thing. So anything like that could be happening there. You as well could be deeply influenced by a teaching or a learning that comes to you. And you Scorpios born between the 1st and 4th of November, or with 9 to 12 degrees rising, going to feel this energy the most this month. And that's it for March. If you know your rising sign or your moon sign, find the forecast for those. That it might give you a little bit more on this, or just subtract from what I've said, just change it a little bit. Also, if you've emailed me and you haven't had a reply yet, you will get an answer. I have had a lot on my plate. I have had a huge number of requests, so I'm working my way through them. Don't give up. I will get back to you, but apologies for keeping you waiting so long. And I'll see you the next time.